Once upon a time, in a peaceful kingdom filled with green hills and whispering forests, lived a kind-hearted girl named Cinderella. Her childhood was a dream, filled with the laughter of her loving parents. Her wise mother always told her, "Always be kind, my child. Kindness will protect your heart." Cinderella cherished those words, never knowing how much she would soon need them. Tragically, her mother fell ill and passed away, leaving a void in their happy home. Her last words to Cinderella were, "Stay good and brave. I will always watch over you." Heartbroken, her father eventually remarried, hoping to bring a motherly presence back into their lives. But this was no new beginning. Cinderella's new stepmother was cold and cruel, and her two stepsisters were vain and selfish. When Cinderella's father traveled for work, her world turned upside down. She was no longer a daughter, but a servant in her own home. Forced to scrub floors, wash clothes, and cook endless meals, she was moved to a tiny, cold attic. Her stepsisters, seeing her covered in soot from cleaning the fireplaces, mockingly nicknamed her Cinderella. Yet, through all the hardship, she never lost her gentle spirit. The birds and mice became her only friends, drawn to the warmth she still carried in her heart. One morning, a royal announcement echoed through the town. The king was hosting a grand ball. The prince would choose his bride, and every young woman was invited. The house erupted in excitement. Their stepsisters demanded Cinderella prepare their gowns and style their hair. Gathering all her courage, Cinderella quietly asked, "May I go to the ball too, if I finish all my work?" Her stepmother laughed. "If you finish every single task and find something suitable to wear, then we'll see." She then piled an impossible amount of chores on Cinderella. With the help of her little animal friends, Cinderella worked tirelessly and completed everything. Hopeful, she presented herself, only to be met with a sneer. "You have nothing to wear," her stepmother said coldly, before leaving with her daughters. Alone and heartbroken, Cinderella ran to the garden and wept. Suddenly, a gentle light appeared. "Nay," kind voice asked, "why are you crying, my dear?" 'Twas a hairy godmother. Hearing her story, the fairy godmother smiled. "You have a pure heart. Today, your dreams will come true." With a wave of her wand, magic filled the air. A pumpkin transformed into a golden carriage. Mice became majestic horses, and Cinderella's rags turned into a breathtaking gown that shimmered like starlight. On her feet appeared delicate glass slippers. But remember, the fairy godmother warned, the magic ends at midnight. When Cinderella arrived at the ball, everyone stared. The prince was captivated. They danced all night, lost in conversation and laughter. For the first time in years, Cinderella was truly happy. But then, the clock began to strike 12. In her haste to leave, she lost one of her glass slippers on the grand staircase. The next day, the determined prince declared he would marry the woman whose foot fit the slipper. He searched every house in the kingdom. When he arrived at Cinderella's home, the stepsisters squeezed and pushed, but their feet were too big. Just as the prince was about to leave, Cinderella stepped forward. "May I try?" The slipper fit perfectly. The prince recognized her at once. Overjoyed, he asked her to be his bride. True to her nature, Cinderella forgave her stepfamily, choosing kindness over revenge. She married the prince and became a beloved princess, proving that no matter how harsh the world becomes, kindness, hope, and courage will always light the way to happiness. Thanks for watching our story today. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more magical tailies. See you next time!